And you've had an opportunity to vote. This is Ruben Gallego. He's had our border is wide open. He's trying to run for Senate. Our border is wide open. Fentanyl is killing our young people.
And it goes to the ports of entries. 90%
no, it's coming all over. But that's not.
And we should really fund more border patrol.
Under President Trump, we had a secure border. And I'm telling you.
But I look forward to working together if we can, and obviously we could have more conversations about this. I think it's.
Well, we're going to have conversations.
I think it's great that we could have a civil conversation too.
Civil, absolutely. But you know what's not civil? People dying on the streets. And in your district,
our state,
in your district,
our state.
No, it's your district. You have the fastest growing homeless population in the country.
There are veterans. Has the fastest growing economy in the country. And this is our state. This is our problem.
So you're okay. No, I had a solution for our homeless population.
And I look forward to working.
You did. And this guy wants to destroy our country. He really does. You have the fastest growing homeless population in the country, in your district.
I've been bringing.
You've got veterans dying, and you're voting to cut veteran.
That's absolutely
not true. That is absolutely true.
All right, guys. So Kari Lake is back. Yes, Kari Lake is back, and she's back with a vengeance. She's going harder than ever because I think that Kari Lake is by far the best communicator in the Republican Party. She really is. Okay, she is a bulldog when it comes to taking down Democrats and the mainstream liberal media. And what you just saw there from Kari Lake was her taking down her Democrat opponent that is running against her for Arizona's Senate seat. And we're going to talk about that, right? But of course, again, this would not be a good Kari Lake video without a Kari Lake media takedown after being confronted by two liberal left-wing reporters from Showtime's show, The Circus. And let's just say this did not go well for the liberal reporters, as it never goes well for liberal reporters who try to confront Kari Lake.
And I will say again.
What do you need, Jay? What do you need to hear to feel okay with this?
I'm done. What I need to do is you to answer the fucking question. When you're asked a direct question, just answer the question. It's a simple, factual question. Steve asked it. Answer it.
You were on the VP shortlist, though. Do you feel like you're on the VP shortlist?
You know what? This is Steve. Pardon me, but Steve and both of you, this is a creation of the media. I will tell you this. I'm a fed up mom. Okay, and there's tens of millions of moms just like me. I'm not worried about who Trump picks for a VP. He's going to pick someone great. Frankly, if there's any president who doesn't need a VP, it's him. Yeah. But let me tell you this.
It's like a dictator kind of situation where you wouldn't need a VP.
I will tell you, yeah, that's really funny. This is called The Circus, right? We got Bozo and Bozo's friend. But let me tell you, I don't care who Trump picks as his VP. What I care about is that the people in Arizona have a secure border, that we don't have fentanyl pouring across our country. Have you ever talked to a mother? Yes. Have you ever talked to a mother who's lost a son or daughter to fentanyl poisoning? You wouldn't be acting cocky like this, okay? Oh, I got your mic. I'm going to go flush it down the toilet right now.
You guys, I got to get her downstairs. Thanks, guys.
Out. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you. Bye, guys. I know the cameramen are actually conservatives, and you really literally can't stand what you have to record every day. Because I'll tell you this right now. The cameramen are usually independent operators.
Amen.
And you're entrepreneurs. And you know that some of the stuff you guys have to record is just nonsense. So I am with you, and the American people are with you. We want you to be doing better. We want the middle class to be doing better. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys.
And I know you're shaking your head. Like, yes.
Thanks, you guys. Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? So again, that's Kari Lake back on the trail, setting the mainstream liberal media straight, being fearless in the face of reporters. Again, she's done this for most of her, political career in regards to running for office, right? And that's one of my favorite parts about Kari Lake, right? I do think that she's an amazing communicator. And I'm very excited about her running for Senate. And one of the reasons why I'm excited about it is because I think that there's a good chance that she can win this race under a few key conditions. Now, the current seat is being held by Kyrsten Sinema. Now, Kyrsten Sinema is a centrist Democrat who actually is officially an independent. okay? And Democrats are trying to take her on in her Senate seat out in Arizona, which Arizona is a purple state. It recently has been a red state, but in 2020, it flipped blue. So with that being said, I think in a normal world, it tends to lean red, right? But recently it's kind of leaned blue, so it's more purple. But what you could potentially have here is a three-way race, which you could have Kari Lake, who is the Republican, Kyrsten Sinema as a independent, and Ruben Gallego as the Democrat candidate for that Senate seat. Now, in that scenario, what you have here is basically two Democrats and a Republican running for the same seat in Arizona. So, in my opinion, in that scenario, you would have Kyrsten Sinema and the other Democrat splitting votes while Kari Lake gets a vast majority of the Republican/conservative vote. In my opinion, that would give her significant advantage in regards to winning. Now, again, if Kyrsten Sinema doesn't choose to rerun, then it's just going to be Kari Lake versus the Democrat, in which I believe that Kari Lake can win. Okay, I believe that she can win. Now, again, I was one of these people that was shocked. I was shocked when I saw that the state of Arizona allegedly decided to vote for Katie Hobbs, okay, and elect her governor over Kari Lake, especially considering how the polls were showing that Kari Lake was gaining momentum and kind of had pulled ahead of Katie Hobbs going into election day. And also the fact that Katie Hobbs just chose not to campaign at all, right? She basically campaigned in her basement like Joe Biden, and she still won. It's kind of unbelievable to think that Arizona actually really voted for Katie Hobbs to be governor. But hey, this country is in a strange place where, elections have questionable results. But it seems a lot of people aren't really voting based off candidates anymore. They're voting based off one issue, which is abortion. And that issue, you could argue, if you believe the exit polls and you want to, kind of rule out any other anomalies that may or may not have happened with that Arizona governor's race, that could determine the outcome of this Senate race, because it most certainly had an effect on the governor's race, as 32% of people voted in that governor's race in the Arizona midterms. 32% of people said that abortion was their top issue, okay? And out of those 32%, 90% of them were Democrats, right? They were Democrats. They voted Democrat. They voted for Hobbs. Now, again, what does that mean for Republicans? Well, what that means for people like Kari Lake, who has an advantage when it comes to this issue because she is a woman, so she's going to have more credibility when she talks about it, and that's just kind of how it works in modern-day politics when it comes to this issue. It just means that she's going to have to moderate on the issue.
Can you just break down for our audience what your stance is on the issue?
I'm a mother. I'm the only mother in the race for U.S. Senate in Arizona, and I want to protect women and children and babies, and I want to make sure that women, when they do walk into an abortion clinic, actually have a choice. Right now, they don't have a choice. They walk in, they're not even asked why they're there, if there's anything that could be done to help them have that baby. Many women are walking into abortion clinics right now. They can't afford to have a baby. They don't think they can afford it. There's help for women who are in that predicament. There's help for women who don't think they could take care of a baby. There's adoptive services. So I'd like to make sure we're pushing those and offering those to women to give them true choices. Because Daniel, you ask any mother on the planet, you ask any mother in this rally, any mother you run across, what is the greatest gift? What is the greatest accomplishment? What is the greatest joy in life? And they'll say, it's being a mother. I challenge you to find one mother on the planet who regrets having a baby. But conversely, you ask a woman who's walked into an abortion clinic and made that tragic choice if they regret that, and many, a huge number regret that and take that regret throughout their whole life. So all I want to do is provide more options. Frankly, if we never changed a single abortion law, we could bring abortions down by supporting women, making sure that, President Trump talks about it, baby bonuses. They do that in Hungary. They never changed a single abortion law in Hungary, and they cut the number of abortions in half by supporting families, giving them a tax break, a tax bonus if they have kids. We should be encouraging people to have families. It's such a beautiful thing. And I think as Republicans, we have a great story to tell when it comes to that.
Yeah, so that is some interesting framing there from Kari Lake, okay? This is her trying to thread the needle on an issue that has destroyed the Republican Party. And quite honestly, I mean, Republicans are going to have to let women lead on this issue, right? They can't let people like Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, who, by the way, don't have any kids, who may or may not be straight. We don't even know. You can't let people like them lead on this issue and think that you're going to win, because they come out here and they call for a national abortion ban and just tank the Republicans' chances. But then you have people like Nikki Haley and, you know, a Kari Lake. They're moderating on the issue. They're basically trying to talk to women, you know, in a way that women can understand. And that's what Republicans are going to have to do. They're going to have to let women lead on it, man. The men are really going to have to take a back seat and just let the Republican women lead on this issue and frame it in a way that has a pro-life feel to it, but at the same time, you're not coming out here and saying that you want to ban it, right? Or that you're really trying to take away women's options and choices, because that scares women. You know, that pushes women out of the Republican Party. It makes them not want to vote Republican. I mean, you either got Republicans that, you know, they're afraid to vote for more restrictions, right? Like, for example, in Ohio, I read a crazy stat, but it was like 24% of white evangelical born-again Christians voted in favor of enshrining abortion rights into Ohio's constitution, which blew my mind, right? It blew my mind because, again, it just goes to show you just how much this issue does not favor Republicans, right? When you have people that are in the Republican base that are conservative, that, you know, generally are, I think, more pro-life, even they don't really want to be as extreme on this issue as some of the most extreme people are when it comes to this issue in the Republican Party, right? Which, again, tells you everything you need to know about, again, what the Republican Party needs to do, the direction they need to go in regards to this issue. And again, it sucks, but I think what Kari Lake is presenting there is what Republicans are going to have to start saying. They're going to have to start saying, look, we don't really need more stricter laws. What we really need to do is to encourage people to have kids, to not get abortions by basically financially incentivizing people to have kids and educating them about the decision that they're making. And they need to be careful about this framing, because I don't want a bunch of single mothers. We already got a problem with single mothers and the government taking care of single mothers, and that has created issues in and of itself, right? Replacing the man. What they really need to say is that we need to incentivize people to have actual families, right? You know, Josh Hawley, who's a conservative, he's a Republican, he's come out and pushed for, you know, greater kind of tax breaks and stuff for married couples that have, you know, more kids, that have multiple kids and stuff like that. So that's probably the direction that you're going to see the Republican Party go in on this issue, is basically saying, look, you know, we want to discourage people from having abortions by being more pro-family and, you know, giving women more options, or letting them know when they actually go to consider getting an abortion that you have more options. We're going to try to push you to have the kid without necessarily trying to take away, you know, your choice, right? And, you know, a part of that needs to be, you know, rolling back some of this language in regards to contraceptions, right? And being against that, which, again, that's not that many people out here screaming about trying to ban contraceptions or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, the Republicans are going to have to do something a little bit different, right? And as you can see from the way Kari Lake is framing this, she knows, right? They all know, okay? Trump behind the scenes is telling everybody that, hey, this abortion issue, you gotta pull off on it, right? So with that being said, I'm excited about Kari Lake's Senate campaign. I think she has a great chance, especially if it comes down to be a three-way race, 2 Democrats, 1 Republican. I think she has a great chance of winning. Clearly, she's, you know, making the changes that she needs to make in order to win. But if she doesn't win, and if Trump wins in 2024, I would love to see her as press secretary, right? I think that Kari Lake would be the best press secretary that we've ever seen in this country. I would be super excited. I would literally watch the White House press meetings every single day, right? I would watch them every single day, okay? Because I can never get enough of Kari Lake taking down the media. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.